This is Denmark. Well, not exactly. This is Denmark in the sense that it's the country of Denmark located on the northern tip of the Jutland Peninsula, along with the islands of Zealand, North Jutland, Funen, and about 100 other populated islands. To say this is just Denmark is a bit like saying this is just France, or this is just the United States. It's actually a bit more complicated. First, there's the country of Denmark. Denmark itself is divided into 5 regions: Hovedstaden, Zealand, Nordjylland, Midtjylland, and Syddanmark. Within each region are the municipalities corresponding to the major cities of the country, like Aarhus and Copenhagen. The country of Denmark is part of a kingdom with the same name, which is headed by the Danish royal family. 2 additional countries also fall within the kingdom of Denmark, the Faroe Islands and Greenland. So why are these countries part of Denmark? The Faroe Islands were colonized by the Norwegians in the early 11th century and stayed that way for around 300 years until Norway and Denmark formed the dual kingdom of Denmark-Norway. Greenland, on the other hand, was the product of an advertising campaign by Eric the Red. While various Norse colonies were established throughout Greenland, most of them failed for various reasons. As Denmark made it through a series of unions and kingdoms, ultimately settling on her own in 1814, Greenland continued on with her. What separates Greenland and the Faroe Islands from being just territories of Denmark is that they are largely self-governing, each with their own languages, parliaments, and political parties. The Faroese received home rule in 1948, while Greenland received their home rule in 2009. Both countries are home to around 55,000 people. Denmark is officially a unitary constitutional monarchy, not a federation. This means that the Danish constituent countries derive their power from the central government, rather than the other way around. The Danish constitution stipulates that the foreign and security interests for all parts of the Danish realm are the responsibility of the Danish government. That leaves domestic policy like taxes and education largely in the hands of the constituent countries. As for economic policy, Denmark herself is part of the European Union, but her constituent countries aren't. The Faroe Islands remain outside the EU due to their reliance on the fishing industry, which, if they were to join the EU, would have to abide by EU fishing regulations. Greenland, on the other hand, voted to join the European Community in 1973, the predecessor to the EU, but voted to leave in 1982 and completed her departure in 1985. All 3 countries use the Danish krone, which is currently pegged to the euro as part of ERM2, the successor to the European exchange rate mechanism of the European Community, and the predecessor to the euro. Denmark is currently the only member state in ERM2. Citizens of both Greenland and the Faroe Islands are citizens of Denmark, which makes them citizens of the EU, despite neither country officially being in the EU. Danish citizens living in the Faroe Islands are still Danish citizens, but are not considered to be EU citizens while they reside on the island. So that's Denmark explained. There's Denmark, the country comprised of 5 regions of the constituent countries of the Faroe Islands and Greenland, both of which have their own parliaments and languages along with their own domestic policies. Only Denmark is in the EU, while all 3 countries use the Danish krone, which is pegged to the euro as part of the ERM2.